Welcome back to TruckU. Things are moving along good on the Jeep. We got the stock transmission out of there. We got the new transmission back up in there. Now we can transition over to the table and take a look at some of the new upgraded components that we got from Yukon Gear and Axle.
So the whole goal for this Jeep is to make it more trail wheeling worthy, right? You want to be able to climb obstacles and look good while you're doing it. What we want to do is to give him the mechanical advantage to do so on the differentials as well, both front and rear. He's got a 456 in it now. We're going to go up to a 513. One of the nice things about working with the guys from Yukon is the fact that you tell it it's got a Dana 30 and a Dana 44 up front and rear, and you hit one part number, and it gives you everything you need to make the swap, which makes life a whole lot easier.
Yeah, you just make sure you let them know that it's non-Rubicon, and boom, everything that you need there is there. It does make it a lot easier. I love the fact that you love to say the word wheeling. You ever notice that?
You have emphasis on the wheel.
That's right. It's wheeling. So over here, you talk about more upgrades on these axle shafts. So we got the Dana 30 and the Dana 44. These are the chromoly shafts from Yukon, and these are up to 37% stronger than the other aftermarket shafts. So, I mean, you got a lot of strength here. You got the gearing that you want, potentially bigger tires down the road. Everything's good.
Not just a matter of getting all this stuff on.
All right. Oh, we got to get the shafts out of there, huh?
Yeah, that would be a good start.
It's kind of your specialty. Fix that good.
So now that Matt has got the carrier out, it is time to show you guys what it takes to kind of do all the work included in changing out that ring and pinion. Now, this is what you need right here. It is something that, believe it or not, you can do at home if you've got the right tools. You don't have to be intimidated by it. It's not a black art. You just need to follow, well, the guidelines laid out for you, and Yukon gives you everything you need.
I think gearing is one of those things where a lot of people think about it and they go, oh, the heck with that. No way, I'm going to take that in. But as you said, with the right tools and everything laid out and the right information, you can do this job. Now, it all starts right here with the pinion, right? So we're going to slide that in towards the yoke side. That's going to go out. Now you've got this crush sleeve as well. And the whole idea here is to get the proper rolling resistance.
So what you do is when you go to put this on and you torque it down the nut on the back side, you need to go slow, you need to be patient, and make sure that you don't over crush this down. If you go too far, well, it's not going to come back. You already lost it.
You can't uncrush it.
No, so if you're getting overzealous, you're going to have to back up. But the good news is that Yukon, they got you covered, man. They give you a mulligan, you can start over and give you another shot at it. But take your time, go little by little to make sure you have that right preload.
See, they think like we do. You know, it's like you're going to screw one up, so here, we're going to put another one in there. But basically, you got this little gauge that you put on there. Let me zero that out, right? And you're going to measure your rolling resistance. And so you got your resistance, and the two needles go, and then boom, you let go. That one goes back to 0, and then you can read it, all right? So my massive grip there went to about 25, which I could have done better.
And we're talking inch pounds.
Yeah.
Let's quantify that a little bit, okay? 25
it's about
inch
the
pounds.
tool, dang it.
And the right setup is between 12 to 15 inch pounds, not thousands. So when it comes to thousands, we're talking about spacing. You're talking about the shims that are going to go in to put in that ring gears. That's your next step, is you want to make sure you've got the right clearance between the pinion and the ring gear itself.
So that's the backlash, right? And that is that relationship that you're speaking about. So if your backlash is not set right and it's just mashed down in there, you're going to grind everything up.
You're going to get a lot of heat too, and you're going to grind stuff up. This will mount up against the housing itself, and what you're doing basically is you're reading the gears itself. So if you look at the indicator, as this spins, you'll see how this moves back and forth. And that's telling you the clearance you've got in thousandths of an inch as to where you need to be in terms of your spacing. So trust me, you're not going to get it right the first time, but you got plenty of shims, and take all the time you need to make sure you get it correct.
Yeah, it's just a matter of moving it left to right with the shims, like you said. So again, with the right tools and the right information, the gear job is something that you don't need to be overly worried about or intimidated about, for lack of a
You just need to have some patience is what it comes down to. So are you ready to tackle this thing?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, let's get to it.
All right, let's go ahead and get this slid in there. And that should be, yeah, I think we're good. All right, so we'll get that all put together here in a little bit. In the meantime, let's come up here and take a look at these replacement drive shafts that we also got from Yukon Gear and Axle. Now, this is the stock rear. Let's take a look at the limitations. You look at, that's all we got, right? That's as far as it goes. And you've got this boot right here. The boot, this boot's ripped. If you have a boot, over time, they're all going to rip, and then it's compromised at that point. It's just a matter of time before that breaks right there. Now, you take a look at the upgraded rear drive shaft. You got a lot more flexibility right here. You take a look at that, a lot more travel. The whole thing is beefier and stronger, and there's no boots to rip. In fact, Yukon has a program that you can take advantage of as well, to where they will replace these parts if you break them, pretty much under any circumstances. So if you want to take your off-road game to the next level, this is where you need to go.